Great. That was quite an effort. So I was thinking, I'm always thinking a lot of things. Anyways, I wanted to properly watch season 20, episode 14, but when I was basically the whole time I realized it was on. Like there've been, I think, 3 or 4 times where I've done one of these and Mike and Jules have been live. And people are like, does Ashley not realize he's live? And the other night, the 29th, which is the date of this one, which is now free, redbarradio.net. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I just did a whole book thing. I think it's going to be great. Anyway, I was saying that the other night I was spending so much time trying to figure out Twitch that I didn't really get to catch the episode. So I was going to catch the episode. I was watching, well, I just started it and I saw it was free. And so I was like, cool, I'll share this. And also there's something very cool in the beginning that they do. And I want you guys to see it. I was just laughing. Hi, Angela. Mwah. I was just laughing. And I was like, yeah, I should just do a red bar. I was just like chilling. How are you, Angela? I pulled something in my back like a couple days ago. So yesterday I was like with ice and just kind of like I'm not going to do my dance tonight. I'll tell you that. I didn't do my 15, 15, 15, Angela, only because of my back, but we all should be doing them. I wanted to make a video actually to remind us, because that was funny when Gail was like, are we still doing those? Yes. We're only getting stronger. Okay. Okay. See, I'm still like, to move from one side to the other is still like a little like, it doesn't feel proper. I'm moving very slowly today. I'll tell you this. Okay. Cool, Angela. Good to know. I'm like, ow. Get some beans.
Previously on Red Bar.
I think this is so funny.
Never-ending month of shipping out merch orders, the heads celebrate, documenting the receiving of their items in droves. Mike, having a rough few weeks battling his illness, managed to escape a PR nightmare, working with Sven and some of the greatest minds in business to carefully craft the perfect statements.
Nothing can ever stop us now.
Imposters are lining up for the chance to be Mike in our wildest contest yet. Who will take Mike's place for interviews and appearances? Find out soon. Mike and Jules are shocked discovering Red Bar's recent numbers on YouTube. What viral moment should Red Bar post next? Season 20 has already brought us over 83 hours of lighthearted talk radio bliss.
Somebody wrote in the chat the other day, yes, Sven got home okay.
Back from the dead just 4 months ago.
Who's that?
The extremely hot desert summer is nearly over. And that not only means cool temperatures in the Red Bar studios, but cooler everything. Like
It's
Mike
funny,
said,
right?
That was just the intro.
It was like a spoof thing, I think. It's just on episode 14. Holy Drug Lord. This last 4 live. This is from 9/29. So 2 days ago. It's free on redbarradio.net.
Oh, hi.
Hurricane Day.
Angela, what do you think of his cardigan today?
Jules in the house. What's up? What's up?
Jules in the house.
Jules in the house. This is going to be a very difficult podcast to do.
Yeah, you liked my little promo at the beginning there?
They liked it.
Good.
We edited that. Pretty
It
good.
was a good one, right? What did you think, Angela?
Won't fall out. They work, but now I got to gotta get. It's like a whole different sound again.
You
You know,
sound exactly the same.
I
don't
sound the
worry.
same though.
And you look
Do I
great
look the
today.
same? It's hurricane day, I hear. Is this really happening? There's a hurricane?
Yes, the
Florida?
streets are filled with water. There's a shark in the streets.
Ooh, and this is happening
I
in
know.
Mersh's neighborhood.
We
Is
should
this
get
true?
each other one
That
for
guy
Christmas.
Mersh?
Does he live in Tampa?
He lives in Tampa.
Just for fun.
Float him away, float him away.
Big show today. Very big show. I'm glad they liked the. I was looking at the chat there. They loved the little promo.
That's so cute.
That was you doing the voiceover, right?
Yeah.
Great. We've got an exciting show today. Imposter contest starts today. We're going to make this for real. I want to make this imposter thing real.
We already
gonna
have
make
an
this for
interview
real.
request,
Yes,
so
yes.
there's like a job waiting for the imposter.
There was a show. This is perfect.
Don't say the show though.
Hi.
I'm not
because-
going to say,
okay.
of course. No, we
Yeah.
got to keep this secret. So we're looking for an imposter to be me so I can send them
Ventral?
off to do interviews and stuff I don't want to do. We got some great
Ventral.
submissions today.
Ventral.
Very
Thanks for the nice
submissions.
comments lately.
And I got an
Hi.
email like 4 days ago from could be a guy, could be a girl, who wants me, Mike, on their show. Can you believe it? So maybe we
Of
could
course
test out
we can
one of our
believe
imposters.
it.
Maybe we could even pick one today to send out on a little test, run the contest for a full month, find the perfect imposter, and go from there.
Maybe I
Imposters
could be
coming
the
up today.
imposter, guys.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
I haven't even seen them yet, so I'm super
I
excited.
know,
You guys,
I've
do you
only
think I could be
seen,
an imposter?
a
I
little
could
bit
do
of
it,
each
right?
clip. I wanted to save it for the big rise on the show. We've got a very interesting taste test today. Like promised, Bodega Cat Whiskey. Rye whiskey from Mark Norman and Sam Morrell. This was $60. I include shipping. I'm sorry, you got to include shipping.
Shipping.
$20 shipping, $40 for the bottle, something like that. $50 for the bottle, $10 shipping. It's here today, Bodega Cat. It's actually nicer than I thought it was going to be. Jules, the label,
Really?
everything okay? The audio's working, everything.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Very nice label. Very nice. 90 proof, 45% alcohol. Very excited. We'll try this in a second, but
I've
first,
heard it's not very good.
and then we've got some cool mix. You've heard it, yeah, Joe Run. So we've got some great mixers. We've got an exciting new lighter. Let's
Yes,
see today's
I think it's
lighter.
the. I never saw
Here we
that
go.
promo
Cut to
before.
that close up, Jules.
I think it was meant to be sort of a joke.
There it is. Look
I'm
at
not
that.
sure.
It is Top
It's
O
kind of like
Texas round
over
up.
the
Very
top
nice.
cheesy a
Isn't that
little,
cute?
right?
Here, let's see how it works. I'll show you how it works.
Oh, he was saying he was going to get new
Yeah,
lighters.
a
It's a tiny
little kid's flame. It's a kid's
So
flame.
it's like a Zippo kind of.
Is this hurricane something to worry about? People are talking.
So this was
is the
2
first
days
I've
ago.
heard
So you're
of
talking
it.
about
Something
Hurricane
for
Ian.
Mersh to worry about.
So it's not a big deal. Okay.
I mean,
It
it's a big
sounded like
deal if you
people
live
are
in
bunkering
Florida.
down. It
They
sounded like
are.
people are all in their house tonight.
All
Well,
of the water got sucked out of Tampa Bay, and now it's a barren wasteland. I
okay.
heard.
Well, we're going to stay up all night. It's sort of like a little red bar sleepover. Call
I'm in my
sick.
pajamas.
Don't go to school tomorrow. Okay, let's do this first drink. Do we got a nice drinking song for me?
Ooh, I'll
Are you guys gonna drink?
Let's get loose. Have one with me. Pace yourselves here today. Don't have too much, okay? Water yours down if you're not very good at it. Basil.
Do I like Red Bar's cardigan sweaters? Yes.
Welcome to
We
Red Bar,
love
everybody. Let's have that
Mike's
first drink.
sweaters.
Cheers.
Ask Angela. We critique them. We think they're phenomenal. We think every time they get better, but we want all of them. Actually, Angela, we need to figure out where he gets his. I'll email him. I will email him about this.
I don't know why. And then it was in my head all week.
There's one, there's like 2 actually, Angela. You know what I'm talking about. From like season 20, episode 1 through 6. Actually, there might be 6 that we need to know about. I'm going to email him and ask him where he got those.
I haven't had a drink since the last show. Been pretty under the weather these last 2 weeks, but feeling okay. Hopefully my energy levels are good. A little bit of an Ethan Klein
Holy
down here
Jugwood.
today, but I think this is
Yeah,
gonna
they're
wash it
making
away. Have
fun
one more.
of these recaps they do on TV. Mike and Jules are too cool to think that that was seriously cool. Yeah, it seemed like a spoof. It was funny.
Oh.
But also it had very true information, but it was like a cute thing. I'd be surprised if we see that again. I don't know. I wouldn't care. If they do it different every time, that would be cool. It's like it's just a funny thing.
Hopefully nobody can see that, right? Hide that.
They weren't like
Surprise
sitting with like a
picture
bunch
for
of
the
people. Like this is how
bodega.
we're gonna
Let's
like
do a
market
rise
our
and
new
check out
like phase.
Brian
of,
Callen's
stuff.
new podcast. This one was great. Wait till you see this. Brian Callen's got a new podcast. Is it doing well, Jules? What are the views like on this thing?
Let's see.
Jules, what
He
are the
launched
views
this
like
here.
on
Let me
this
pull
thing?
this up. Brian Callen. He's got a great intro song. Remember, we discovered that he's doing Zoolander. Remember that?
We
He's a
did. Remember the last
mermaid.
episode we
What is it?
discovered he was
I'm a
doing this.
merman. That's
I'm gonna get
kind of
my
his whole
vape. I'll be right
thing
back.
now. I don't know if he knows that that's what he's been doing. Well, let's see. Can I bring it? Is it up
Oh, let me.
next or something like that?
Yes, sir.
Do. Okay, the Brian Callen Show. Okay, here's episode 1, and let's do our little rise first, and then we'll bring Brian into the spotlight. Beautiful new set. Is he doing it at the Tripoli Studios?
I already know. He said beautiful new set. Is he doing it at the Tripoli Studios?
We're gonna do a Loki rise. Let's do that
Good
now,
boy.
and then we'll get into Brian Callen, produced by Dana. Is it Dana Marshall?
I think so.
Dana Marshall, Sam Tripoli's beautiful wife.
Yeah,
let's do
I
a
feel
little
like Mike
rise,
is a very
okay?
creative person.
Get a
Like,
rise out of it.
if you've
Here
ever
we
seen him do like his
go.
music shows and stuff like this,
Ooh. I
like,
got a
he
little
just has a
haircut.
very creative
So,
mind. It was more like a piece of
People
art,
really
if
like
you will.
this rise. The imitators, the imposters. They keep doing rise, you'll see. Hit it.
Sometimes I want to comment, and I'm like, I'll just wait and comment till
Beautiful
after.
rise today.
Instead of like talking over it.
Beautiful. Look at the screen. Beautiful screen. All right, so yeah, it's the Brian Callen Show. You're gonna get a kick out of this one. Yeah, I guess we'll just start from the beginning. You can see his beautiful intro. People, I guess, have been asking him to come back. Brian, you need to do a solo podcast. We love the show. His comments seem to love it. We found it to be, the complete opposite of that. I think it's probably the worst podcast I've ever seen. CoffeeZilla even reached out to me. You know CoffeeZilla?
Love
Steve.
that guy.
Is that okay to tell people
Oh my
his name?
god,
Steve?
Doc Smudge.
Steve?
Talks much.
CoffeeZilla even messaged me. He goes, Mike,
I
this
will-
Brian Callen podcast. He goes, it might be the worst podcast I've ever seen. I had to stop. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I had to stop all the stuff you say about a bad podcast. He said about this. So if it's hitting CoffeeZilla's radar, it's got to be really bad. Let's see what we got here. What are the stats? Does it say the view share? I can't see this.
It looks
Come here,
like
Bubba,
it's
you wanna come
got
here?
58K.
58K. Pretty good. Okay, let's see what he's got.
But
Gunmetal Mango. Is that the name of the show?
I think
Or no,
that's the name of the episode.
Episode 1, the
Unfortunately.
Brian Callen Show, Gunmetal Mango. Let's begin. You're going to like this one. Here's his funny little intro song.
Brian Callen, this is his intro song. Brian Callen,
Yes.
one hell of an intro song. His comedy is marvelous.
He's a
Is that for
patriot.
real?
Yeah.
Well,
He's
politics.
a genius in world politics. Is that? Did he used to be like a politics guy?
for like 5 days straight, my brain has been going, he's a genius in world politics.
So weird.
But look at this. Here, he's a patriot, a semi-warrior. He's a warrior and a patriot. I don't know why he thinks he's in it. I was watching episode 2. Spoiler alert. He was talking for like 20 minutes about how he's going to get a long-range rifle to wipe out 12 guys invading his town. He really has these fantasies about protecting his home, being a man, being a warrior,
A merman.
hiding out in a log cabin and having this little long-range rifle with a silencer on it so that he could take out the army coming in his head. Seriously, this is what he's thinking about.
The
Very
army coming.
Commission the guy to say that he's a genius in world politics.
And do you think he wrote that lyric for the guy? Is that what you're asking? Yes.
Did
of
he
course
even listen
wrote
to it
that.
before he
He loves
approved it
stuff
to
like
be
that.
like
All right,
the
let's hear
theme
that intro
song?
again.
Like what?
Brian
This is so absurd. I'm sorry. This is one of the most absurd things I've ever heard.
We'll
It's
let him
more
open the show
absurd
for
than the
us.
fake intro that Mike and Jules did at the beginning of this. You know what I'm saying? But he does like zero
Here he is.
awareness.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to my solo show. Oh, I will have guests, but for now,
Oh, I will have
it's
guests.
just me. Brian
You
Callen,
sure,
I'm
buddy?
wearing.
Not with
Sounds
that
good.
intro.
Looks good. So he's in the corner. He's got this beautiful. Is this the same studio that him and Sam do that show in? Because this
think so.
wall stuff looks pretty familiar.
Yeah.
Why do they always do the corner? Why do they always
I
want to
can't.
sit in the V of the room? Do you think they're sharing these rooms in each corner?
He's probably renting that space from Deaf Noodle
When
and just
him and
put
Sam
that
are
thing on
doing
top
the
of it.
podcast,
Yeah.
They put a fake brick wall.
Wall,
between their
wall.
background. That's why it's half cut off.
Is that
They
really?
just
Are you
tried to
serious?
do- No.
I don't know.
That's what
I
it looks
can't.
like.
I can't
Deaf
imagine.
Noodle
the old
uses it by
Simpsons, but I
day,
remember there
and
was
Brian
white
Callen
It has
uses
bullshit.
it by
white
night.
almost black on it.
And they always do this from Joey Diaz to Ethan Klein. No matter where you go, they've got a seam right in the bread. Can't you? Why didn't you start here and start the brickwork out and have your seam down the wall? It's always in the shot. Seam there. There's a seam there. So there
Hi,
he looks great. Looks
JC.
like he's at one of those new taco
Yeah, Mike's always
places.
looking better in each
So
episode.
here
right?
he's very washed out. Episode 2, though. You know, maybe we'll show that a little later. Episode 2 is very
What
blue.
is
You got some
happening?
blue lighting, and the whole thing glows blue. All right, let's let him speak for himself. Got a nice candle here, some
Okay.
sage. He's going to talk about this. Oh, you know why he named the show Mango whatever?
You know
What's
what's
that to
interesting,
explain?
guys? I just
Gunmetal
thought
Mango.
of this.
Probably because
Like
of
when you
this shirt,
think of an
right?
intro.
You know, he's very... Is he
You
going to talk
always-
about that right now?
Oh.
Yes, like
Oh my
God.
right in second.
I was gonna say you
Welcome.
always want to be
Welcome
better than
to
the
my
intro. Maybe he made his intro so
solo show.
shitty.
Oh, I
so
will have
whatever he
guests,
says
but for now-
doesn't sound bad.
It's just me. Brian Callen, I'm wearing.
It's just me.
I'm wearing essentially.
It's just me.
Please enjoy this off
Creepy.
pink shirt I'm wearing. And when I say off pink,
See, he's still one of these guys who's, oh, I'm wearing pink. I got to tell everybody first. Look, I got some pink on here. I don't have to tell anybody about it.
Ugh.
There's a lot of guys like this who think, oh, I'm wearing pink. I better address this pink stuff before anybody else.
My dad always
They're gonna
said
think I'm
real
not
men wear
manly when I'm
pink.
wearing
And he wore
pink.
pink all the time. He never said a fucking
So
word
I
about
guess
it.
that's why he named Gunmetal Mango.
No, there's more. There's
Oh,
more.
there's more. There's more. Okay. Brian, tell us.
I mean, it feels like it feels almost like coral or shrimp,
Coral shrimp.
Salmon.
taupe. I don't know colors, but
No.
here's what you need
Seems
to know.
like you do know
I
colors,
was in
dude.
an Airbnb. I had to do some laundry. They had a mango scented detergent. Used it, and now I smell like mango.
Mango.
So,
Man.
that's distracting to me. I don't like smelling like fruit when I walk around. That's an interesting
Brian.
concept. I'd rather smell like leather. I'd rather smell like
Man stuff.
gunmetal. I'd like to
Gunmetal.
smell like a combination of leather,
What's up,
gunmetal,
JC?
maybe some pipe tobacco. Okay? Why?
Jesus.
I don't think that's socialized.
He's so concerned with being a man. There must be something in his little private life, you know, where he's got some insecurity. Where, this is like his biggest thing. I don't know why his fans don't harp on him more for that. You know, this insecurity.
I mean,
I'm manly
is he
enough.
so old that he still thinks like smelling like leather and whiskey is
Leather,
so...
whiskey.
Like, does he think
pipe
that's
tobacco.
so sick? Like, is he still in the phase
I
where
don't
that's like the
know.
coolest of the cool?
I don't know where he gets
Or
this.
is that
You know,
just
he
like
reminds me like
manly?
the
Like
Oppenheims
you
from
want to just throw
Selling
in like
Sunset,
Old
where
Spice,
everything's
you know?
Leather bound. Man clocks.
you know. Yeah, he's got a real hang up about being a man. Here's some more.
I think it's just my instinct. When I walk into a bar full of strange men, when I engage with a group of men from another tribe, I don't want to smell like fruit. I don't especially want to smell like tropical fruit. Technically, a
What are
tomato
you even?
is a fruit. So if I smell
A
And it kind
tomato?
of goes on like that for about 8 minutes until it starts getting real brutal. Should we go to our first time code here
A
today?
tomato?
Sure.
Very
Like you
exciting.
said
8 minutes
tomato,
in,
I
right?
said tomato. What are you talking about?
Okay. 8
Yes,
minutes
sir.
in, and we've got complaining about how TikTokers have it easy, right? So it's just some old man Callen stuff. Let's see. I don't remember this one.
I think that was mine. I actually think that everything Chris Lee has ever said might have originated from my rib.
Christy!
Because he comes from my rib. So,
My rib?
But that's a whole different story. By the way, guys,
Whoa.
couple messages from our sponsors.
Good
Number
boy.
one of our
That's
sponsors
right,
is
yeah.
Man Tears, which is my special on YouTube. If you don't watch it, then you are remiss.
I guess we'll be
Okay,
remiss,
I think
won't
his
we?
mic is like on the table. He's
I
sitting down, so his
remain
mic's on the
remiss.
table, and you can hear his fingers scratch across the man.
Tons more cowbell.
Okay, so he's going to talk about TikTok right now. This is a great
Mike
one, though. I highly
Nielsen
suggest
with
everybody watch this one from front to
80
back.
by
I
80
was
by
gasping. I didn't think it would be that big of a deal.
Britain.
We had this on in the background, and I was kind of doing some
Theater
other stuff.
was-
Didn't think it would be. I thought it was going to be
Sorry.
one of those boring
I'm in a
blah,
really
blah,
weird
blah.
position.
But I kept looking up every 10 seconds, gasping. I really, you're not going to believe how cringe this gets. There we go.
They say tomatoes
Laying
actually
down
fruit,
some crazy shit. And now, here's the thing about being a
but I
stand-up
feel like
comic.
it's a vegetable
Uh-oh.
too.
Put out
Hey,
50
tons
minutes.
more cowbell.
I recorded
Sorry, I'm trying to read
80
your message.
minutes. I'm going to be breaking it up into pieces because you have to in this fucking TikTok
No,
world.
no,
Mike
no.
mails
Up in a
him
TikTok world.
with the
And as much as I criticize TikTok, I go down that rabbit hole. I get lost.
Yeah.
So now I got people.
Why do you get lost? I can't imagine
Why
having
do you get
4
lost?
families, 2 kids each family, and getting lost down any sort of rabbit hole other than the one that my son's school sent out in the newsletter. You know?
Why do you keep getting lost?
Why are they? I really can't get over this. Tell me, if you father a child out there, I never saw my dad, growing up doing his own activities for hours on end like that, like these guys do, leaving their kids. You never really hear them talk about
And their animals
kids
or whatever.
You think, how many kids does this guy have? 6 kids?
More than one.
More than one. You never
2
hear
or
these
3
little
at
stories. You never
least.
hear Joe Rogan
Yeah.
tell a million little stories about his kids. Joe Rogan's an interesting one because he's on for 3 hours at a time, 4 times a week, 3 times a week for years. And you would think, here's a little tidbit here, here's a little story from my life. You never hear anything about these people's kids or families.
Well, clipping it up for me and
There we go.
putting it on TikTok and everywhere else so I can compete in the noise. So I can create some signal in the fucking noise. So I can create some signal in this cult of amateur where everybody thinks they've got something to say. And the problem is it's so easy to be...
You shouldn't be worried about any of this. It is. You flip it on, the people come on out, they should all know you've been on. You've been on Rogan 20 times. Right? You shouldn't have to do promos on. I don't have
He went
to do
on
it,
like
yeah.
700 podcasts this last couple weeks
To promote his special. He's constantly, literally every person who knows anything about comedy probably knows the name Brian Callen. So the fact that he's going to go out and promote and beg people to come see his show, and he's got, that Patreon that's got 31 members. I don't know how many that's up to now, but geez, after all these years, you got to do all this work? I can't imagine.
Eye-catching in 15 seconds.
Make a
Try it
wish.
for
When you light a
50
candle,
minutes
you should
or
make
an
a
hour.
wish.
That's a dying art form. Nobody gives a fuck.
Whoa.
When was the last time you read a whole book? Which, by the way...
Wait, you should be doing that
Like,
all the time. You're
the
always
other
talking
day-
about your book club, how you... He ain't reading, is he?
Why is he
Him and
not
Joe
reading
always
books?
catch themselves. They're always like, yeah, I read a book the other... Well, it was an audio book, and I listened to half. I thought you're Mr. Book Club. Doesn't he have a Patreon with a
He's
book
about
club?
to say,
When's
listen,
the last time you've ever read a book?
He ain't reading.
look
He
at what
ain't
he's
reading.
going to do for us,
Okay,
though.
let's see.
Or nobody gives a fuck. When was the last time you read
I
a
think
whole
Mike was
book?
more talking about how
Oh,
many
okay.
families
Which, by the way, here's the other thing about this
Brian Callen has. I think he
amazing
has like
podcast.
2 families.
I'm going to be doing book reviews with Ben
Ooh.
Askren.
Ooh.
It's called Books with Ben. Yeah,
Book
Ben
review.
Askren's a hell of a reader.
Fun.
And
Cool.
we were talking.
Wait, Ben Askren, the Jake Paul fighter?
Yes. Yes.
That was the guy who fought Jake Paul,
yes,
right?
that fat guy who got
I'm going
knocked
to
out.
do book reviews with Ben Askren.
That's insane. Book reviews on a podcast? And you see people, yes, Brian, tell us about your books.
But also, hasn't
Remember-
he been going on about this book review idea for 3 years.
It's
ringing
been.
a bell.
Also, did
I
you hear him
think
say in the
his
beginning,
mind,
I
think this
won't
is what,
always be
the
alone on
comedian
this?
thinks. They're always looking for other avenues of
Whoa.
money and how could we do something that's easy, that I would enjoy, that could give me something to talk about every week, where I could get some, extra cash coming in. And yeah, I think in his
extra
mind,
cash
oh
coming
man,
in.
if I just review some books. Has he ever actually reviewed any of these books?
Yeah,
And is he
Brian lost his
realizing that if
first
he, even if he
family
manages
when
to do this
he
once, then he has to start
when
reading
the
full
whole
books
Could you
rapay
imagine? Press 1 in the chat if you want us
allegation.
reviewing books
And he
on the
already got
show.
married
And he
again
had this
and
great
had
breakdown
another
of
kid.
Yuval Harari's
And didn't he
Sapiens.
like
And I
leave
was
that
like, this
person or something? I
motherfucker
don't
reads.
know.
And I was at his house and I was
Holy
looking at his
drug
books. This
lord.
motherfucker reads.
LOL. This
And he's
motherfucker
done
reads.
he's a wide
LOL,
reader. He
Rogan.
reads widely.
No. He
So what-
buys.
Literally in
Listen, nobody
tears,
reads, they
talking about
buy.
some
You know how many
dog
books we got in our
and
house?
some dog
We had
vet
half a Barnes and Noble in the
met,
house.
but
Nobody's
he's
reading
never
those.
told
They're
any
for
stories
looks.
about his kids.
So yeah, Ben, I'm
Weird,
sure he's got
right?
a million books. We buy a book every time we need something on Amazon. She adds a few books. $27.99, $39.92.
It's nice
You
to have
gotta have
books
books.
around,
Do you know what
okay?
Charles
I did a
Bukowski
joke
said?
on her the other day
I don't
where
care
I
how
came in, I
beautiful a
took one
woman
of her
is.
books.
If you go back to her
her
place
dream
to fuck her
is to
and she
see
doesn't
me
have a
read
book,
one of her books.
leave.
It's never
Just
going to happen.
leave.
But I did a
Don't have sex
pranker
with her.
where I came in and I sat on the couch. She was at her
Charles
computer or something. I
Bukowski.
came in, I sat on the couch. I just started reading one of her books. Waiting for her to notice. She noticed right away. You were very excited.
Even when I was like
I thought
freaking
maybe you
without
were
an address, I
reading.
had
fake
books.
reading to excite
Which is not
you.
totally normal.
Well,
but
I got no interest. I tried reading the book. Believe me, this is me reading the book. And I'll read that first page maybe 60 times. And then I have to go, I have no idea what that said.
Kanye
it's
said
too
this
much.
week that he's never read a book and that books are
Really? Did he really say that?
Yes, he said books are Brussels sprouts.
Very good. I believe that too. Yeah, down with books. Let's
See, I love
ban
Brussels sprouts too.
books
so
from schools.
There's that.
What we're going to do is me and Ben Askren, one of the most decorated wrestlers and MMA fighters of all time, are going to be on the show breaking a book down.
Ooh.
It's going to be like 15 minutes. I don't know how long it'll be. Maybe we'll interview the authors sometimes. But the point is, we're going to break a book down so you don't have to read it. We're going to give you the most important aspects. We're going to
I
basically.
think
I don't
they
think that's
did
the
that
purpose
already.
of
It's
books.
called
People want to
Cliff
read
Notes.
these things, right? We're going to tell you all about a movie so you don't have to watch it. What is the point?
Cliff
You know,
Notes
Pretty
by
sure if you wanted to
Callen.
know what
What
they
the
said in a
fuck?
book like Sapiens, a nonfiction book, you could just watch a YouTube video that already exists.
I was thinking about writing a book. I started working on it. I might have a book come out, a tell-all, where I tell all the little stories that everyone's dying to hear, the real stories. What do you think, Jewel? Should I start working on a book, huh?
Yes.
An addiction.
I'm working on a book about
Are you really? Are you doing a book about me?
It's released the day you die.
Ooh, that's pretty cool. All right, let's hear.
It's released
So
the
when you
date.
listen to it, you're going to be able to say, yeah, I read that book because we read it for you. You're welcome.
We read
Finally,
it for you. What is
another-
he even talking
Another
about?
message from our.
He's got the same chair as Joe Rogan. See, they don't know what to buy. This is the only reason you're seeing this microphone, and I wonder
What
if
is
the
he going
Shure
on about?
Corporation.
This is literally the
Where was
beginning.
that
They
Shure
haven't
place? In the
skipped to
suburbs, we have
anything.
the
This is
Shure
his
building. I
introduction
remember
after that
growing
weird
up,
ass song.
in Chicago, and you would drive past the Shure building all the time, and everybody always told us, "Oh,
I
Shure
love Brussels
microphones.
sprouts
This is
too.
where
They're the
their
best.
headquarters are."
And books
I
as
mean,
well.
really, just because of Joe Rogan, people copy. Look, he's got that chair back there, that little Joe Rogan chair with the three. They really don't know what else to buy. I think Logan Paul bought those as well.
Sponsor Toehold.
Oh, the
Probably.
toe holds.
Planet Earth.
Here we go.
Since I did Rogan.
He's not even an owner of this company. This is what we just found out. So I was shocked
I'm telling you,
when
that's
Brian
Daphne
Callen
Noodle's
was on
studio.
Rogan
When he
just
rents
2
it at
weeks
night.
ago. Was that with the Fight Companion thing?
What's
with
up,
Brendan and stuff?
Wendell?
Yes.
Brian Callen. And he was talking about toe holds. Toe
Me too.
holds. It's a sandal company. Here's a sandal right here. Very, very Etsy.
Etsy.
Not a real company. I mean, does that look like a real sandal?
Very,
Jewel?
very
Jewel?
Etsy.
That's an Etsy
I wouldn't
sandal.
wear it, but I'm not a mom.
Okay.
So these are $300 to $500. He claims
Are
that
there
he
those
sold
toe holders
20,000
or
pairs of
something?
these when they first
Toe
came out on his
something
website.
shoes?
That's what he's saying.
Now, is he
But
saying that
then-
he sold 20,000 pairs here? Because I feel like he said something different.
Yes. So this is very interesting.
We'll pay attention.
Brian Callen was talking about how he had I think it was on Rogan. He said 20,000 orders.
No, that's on the Joey Diaz one, which
The
we can
Joey
watch
Diaz
after
one,
this,
okay.
because that one's really good.
20,000 orders.
Totally.
But then in this, he slips up and says, the
Both of
website
them, really.
got 20,000 hits. You know, these boomer guys like him, they think hits mean something, right? You know, like I look at my website statistics, it says hits, 17 million. I don't know what hits means. Hits might mean like every button that's ever pushed on your website over the course of
Yeah, who knows how they manipulate stuff.
He's saying the toeholds have 20,000 hits on the website. They're $500.
Toeholds, that's what they're called. They're so
They're
stupid
handmade.
sounding.
And he owns 30% of the company. Not really your company when you own 30% of it, right?
I know.
He's
I
not
thought it was-
necessarily.
You're not even
I
a
don't
half
think anyone's buying
owner.
these. I think he sold a couple of pairs. They're $500. You know why they're $500? The guy hand makes them.
Hi,
You know, like
boo-boo.
he's making
You wanna
an
come
art
back?
and craft.
Here, you
So
can come
there's
back.
no production. There's no factory. That's why he's got to charge $500. It probably takes him 3 weeks to make one of these sandals.
And he pulled them and said they're the best made flip flops.
They're not the
best
best.
on the planet.
No.
We all know they are not the
We,
best made flip
Well,
flops.
the website got hit with 20,000 hits.
Here.
And our orders almost crippled us. So
No.
get them while you can. Wicket and Craig leather.
The shoes are crippling
Every
people.
Yeah.
exotic
Hi,
skin we use,
Citizen M.
including
Yeah,
elephant,
he's claiming that
all
they're
that
the
money.
best
First of all, the
sandals
skins
ever
come from
made.
animals
Stop.
that have been have died of natural causes. They're too old, whatever it is.
Gross.
And all that money, and I mean all of it, goes back to the warden,
to you?
the game reserve, to
Wait,
the
wait,
wait,
elephant.
wait.
All the money goes back to. See, that's what I mean. He doesn't even know what he's talking about.
No, he doesn't.
Does Whitney know that these toe holds are made of elephants? By
And
the
all
way?
the money goes back to the elephants, please.
I'd like her to check up on that.
Oh, the money. See, they don't even. They just want to say anything to get something moving here. All the money goes back to the wildlife.
They're too old, whatever it is, and all that money, and I mean all of it, goes back to the warden, to the game reserve,
What?
to the elephants themselves. So when
To
you
the
walk around, like,
all the money,
themselves.
and I mean all
What
of
is
it
an
goes to
elephant
the
going to
warden,
do with cash?
the game,
Stop it.
which is the animals.
As if
I
that's
don't
even
like
the truth.
warden. Isn't that?
Why are
like a
you? What is the
poacher?
point of this business? You guys are doing a lot of work for nothing here. You know, they could go to the store, they could buy flip flops.
He probably has some bum sneaking into the
I
circus
almost feel
and
like
cutting a
Crocs are
tiny
better,
slice
right?
off the back of the elephant's leg where it's too thick to
They're gonna
notice.
buy
And she
some.
shaves it off.
I saw a really cute Instagram of some elephants sleeping in the jungle the other day. You know, they just lay right on the ground.
It's cute.
Mm-hmm.
I am in a pair of toe-hold flip-flops that are made from
Isn't
elephant
a good product
skin.
for you.
Just the straps here. I'm doing more
I
for
wouldn't
elephant
buy
just
them
the
just
straps.
based
It's-
on that.
then you
That's
No, he said just the
weird.
scraps.
How's that sound?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. Monsieur or Miss Madame Vigan.
He's starting.
Monsieur
Monsieur or
Madame, he
Madame
said?
Here it comes.
Vigan. I'll just have some kale, please, because it's a complete food. Yeah, I know. I can't keep my head up.
This is a
I have the
product.
posture of a jumbo shrimp. I'm aware of that. My chest goes all the way in, and I'll do nothing to you if you do anything to me physically. But if you mention anything bad about vegans, I will crush you online. Now give me my fucking kale salad.
There's a lot of this stuff in this episode.
What?
A lot of this weirdo nonsense.
What is happening?
It gets
He's like
much
permanently stuck in 2013. Kale salad,
Kale.
leather-bound book.
Yeah,
2013, that's true.
Okay, let's hear a little bit more.
Kale salad.
With non-dairy dressing. Thank you.
Ooh,
Sorry. Anyway,
fuck.
let's see. What's in the news? Well, I touched on the Jimmy Kimmel stuff.
Okay, should we skip ahead
Go
here?
to 2010.
Okay.
This is a good one.
We're okay. Yeah, we did the hits 2010. Okay, this is bad. 2510 is that what you said?
No, just 2010.
2010. All right, here's where it starts getting real bad. Yeah, so we were only 12 minutes into the podcast. He's kind of running out of things to say already. So let's go to 2010, and this is
The
where,
rest of the parts that we're not watching are just him going over the most basic Twitter headlines you
Yeah.
can imagine.
So here he is, and this is where it starts getting really. This is where my head started peeking up out
Oh,
of
and
my.
he's talking about the new Lord of the Rings show and the diversity, of course.
Great, let's hear about this.
On is the actual quote. Thank you so much, Shakespeare. Dude, you learn here. All right. I just get a kick out of it, man. It's such a weird thing. And I don't even believe that this, like, Amazon had to turn off their comment section and because they'll bombard you with bad reviews. I don't actually even believe it's right-wing or left-wing Americans. I think this shit is going on with these fucking troll farms. I think basically it's troll farms. I think it's foreign actors trying to sow dissent in our country. And that's what they're doing, my fellow Americans. Don't fall for it, I'm telling you. They're trying to kill us. They're trying to kill Tolkien.
They're trying to kill Tolkien! Man! This is the stuff I live for. I love this voice.
Fall for it, I'm telling you. They're trying to kill us. They're trying to...
This has been like my most hated voice. I talked about how like the girls of SNL always fall into this voice. A.D. Bryant. People like that. It's this medieval voice that comedians do when they find themselves in like an uncomfortable situation.
Cowbell, you mentioned that.
People have been doing this a lot. It's like my least favorite sounding voice that comedians do. It's very cheap.
My fellow Americans, don't fall for it, I'm telling you. They're trying to kill us. They're trying to kill Tolkien. They're trying to erase our history. What happened to Tolkien? Last I checked, they were all whites. I mean, except the orcs and all the people in Middle-earth. They were the underclasses.
This is 21 minutes in. I mean, it's like crazy nonsense rambling. Like none of it really adds up. None of it makes any sense.
Has he ever done a solo podcast before?
I don't know. He might have.
It really doesn't. Like there's no. It's like completely non sequitur.
Scared him out of town.
It's like a.
Joe Rogan said he loves him now. So we were worried because Joe Rogan didn't have Brian on for a while after those rape allegations, right?
He wouldn't even be welcome into
never
Club
talked about Brian. Kind of kicked Brian to the curb, so we thought. Then Brian was on that Fight Companion. It didn't go well there. I was watching Rogan the other night, Jules. I think you were sleeping, and he kept talking about how he was texting with Brian. He loves Callen. He had this big smile. He goes, "I love Callen." Texting him, so they're in love again. That's for sure.
Wow, someone says that's literally the voice that characters do in sitcoms when the situation is awkward, like New Girl.
Yes, New Girl. You'll see that again on SNL. A.D. Bryant does that a lot. That fucking freak.
No, there's
canceled
like
the show, the
nothing funny
Hillary
about
Clinton
him.
Who's always crying on SNL. We should do a home invasion on that chick. What's her name? That blonde woman that people think is good because she's the best of the worst as far as doing characters.
Kate
McKinnon. Yes. Let's try that new contest. Let's home invade McKinnon. How easy is it to scare that
woman? I haven't watched
banging
since like the 90s anyway.
She's always on the move. You'll never catch her.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what he says next.
She's always.
What happened to Tolkien? Last I checked, they were all whites.
Great.
I mean, except the orcs and all the people in Middle-earth. They were the underclasses. Ooh, God's own land.
Yeah, Callen is not interesting to me at all. I don't see how anyone thinks he's funny. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. SNL sucks. Yeah, my parents had us watch it. Not had us watch it, but would watch it, and we would watch it like in the I want to say like late 80s, early 90s when like Eddie Murphy was on it and Chevy Chase. And I'm not saying they're good people. I'm just saying that like that was like a period of time that was like, now it's just like so weird and political. And like, I don't know, Lorne Michaels is bizarre to me. If you know anything about that weirdo. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks tons of cowbell. I love you, Ryan. Message me or call me if you want, if you're out. Well, I guess you're out if you want. I love you guys. What else? What was I going to say? Red Bar always puts you in a good mood, no matter what. So redbarradio.net. Okay. Love you guys. Bye. Late.